What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorldPodcast. Today we're going to be talking Week 5 NFL Thursday Night Football. It's the Buccaneers and the Bears. Many of us thought that Tom Brady will go out there and manhandle Nick Foles. It's a Super Bowl rematch where Nick Foles just took his lunch and did whatever he wanted to do. It did not work out like that, and it also ended with Tom Brady having a senior moment where he thought it was fourth down when the fourth down was already gone. So I don't know what he was doing and how it actually happened, but let's go ahead and take a look at some of the numbers from the game, right? So Nick Foles, 30 of 42, 243 yards, one touchdown, interception. If you watch the game, it was I want to say, like, you kind of felt early on that the Buccaneers had control of the game. All right, I believe, what was it, like 10-0? Like, they had a certain hold on the game where you felt like they were going to be able to take care of it. Then all of a sudden, Nick Foles starts doing stuff. Patterson with a decent kick return. They start throwing the ball to him out the backfield. He made some key plays. Allen Robinson, he had 16 targets, 10 receptions. It wasn't like it was a game where anybody really did a lot of things special. In all honesty, Jimmy Graham's one-handed catch in the back of the end zone was like the biggest thing that happened in the game. It was just ridiculous. I tweeted out about it on Twitter at GmiasWorld, and it was just like, okay, so now it looks like the Bears are ready to play. Because Jimmy Graham is out there doing whatever he wants, like it's old vintage Jimmy Graham, going back to the Saints days. And it's like, what is happening right now? Are the Bears actually going to be 4-1 and beat on this Buccaneers team where the GOAT, as some of you guys may call him, went there to kind of relive whatever he has left? That's what started to kind of, get into my mind. Like, I don't see how Tom Brady's going to lose this game. Because realistically, I understand that Mike Evans has been injured. Godwin didn't play. But the Buccaneers should be a team that can handle the Bears. But all of a sudden, the Bears start playing decent defense. Khalil Mack, he showed up a little bit for the most part. Even when he wasn't getting sacks, he was getting pressures. It was just a real wild thing. It was several times in the game where Tom Brady just fell on the ground. He didn't want to get sacked, like, savagely. So looking at, Nick Foles' numbers and everything like that, he was rather, the stats show that he was pedestrian, but he made key plays and key throws in order for Santos to win, to make that game-winning field goal. I don't like at the end of the game, though, that they passed instead of running to give Tom Brady less time. But Tom Brady did have time to come back down the field and do something, which is where we get to that senior moment where on fourth down, he throws a ridiculous pass and then puts up his fingers like, isn't this fourth down? No, bro. No. You were on fourth down. Like, no, it's over, dude. Like, he's probably, I don't know what's going to happen, but I got to tell you this much, right? With the way everything is setting up right now, it's not looking really good for him. This is a guy, Tom Brady, that was Offensive Player of the Week last week, okay? And a lot of people were saying that he's back, 5 touchdowns. This game right here in particular, it's not a good look for him right now. It's sort of like he doesn't have the juice. Usually you give Tom Brady that kind of time, you already know he's going to bring you back, and it's going to be a field goal. Now, he did get a couple passes to get up the field relatively quickly, but at the end, the Bears, you have to give the Bears credit. They weren't scared of him. A lot of the things that came with Tom Brady was Bill Belichick's defense, and you were scared of the Patriots. Now it looks like they're like, all right, Tom Brady's just a regular guy. The fear factor is no longer there, because I think what happened is everybody realizes, all right, this guy is 43 years old, and he never really liked pressure up the middle, and they were giving him that pressure up the middle. They were doing everything that made Tom Brady uncomfortable, and it just showed that he's not able to do some of the things that he used to do. Step out of the pocket, be able to make certain moves. He's just not, it's not the same thing. And now that people have seen the blueprint again, because we saw this blueprint before with pressure up the middle. We saw the Broncos do it to him in the playoffs when he's with the Pats. A lot, the Giants. This kind of pressure, Tom Brady has never been good up the middle. That's been like his Achilles heel. So when you look at his numbers, he's 25 of 41, 253 yards, 1 touchdown. Ronald Jones had a couple big runs. He had 106 yards on 17 carries. But everything else, like Rob Gronkowski, he had 6 targets, caught 3. Tyler Johnson, 6 targets, caught 4. You had Mike Evans, 9 targets, 5 receptions, 41 yards, 1 touchdown. These guys weren't really playing as dominant as we thought they should. Even from the jump, Mike Evans has something going on with him. You know what I'm saying? I know people are going to say, when you go out there, nobody cares. You got to go out there and play. But he's hurt. He has some things going on over there. Like, I'm not... You people have to realize, right? the way that this season is going, and you're getting a lot of different things happening with postponement of games due to certain tests and things like that, it's not a normal NFL season. So a lot of these players didn't really get to go through their routine. A lot of people, like even Rob Gronkowski looked a little hurt after he made a couple plays. The team just doesn't look like what a lot of people thought that it would look like. And then the way that it ended, it made everybody sad. Like, I know it made me sad. I was like, yo, this dude Tom Brady, bro, is he 70, dude? Like, he doesn't even know where he is. It really did not feel right for me to see that. And I was kind of shocked. Like, he was still on the field, and the announcers are saying Tom Brady's still out on the field. Like, bro, like, that's embarrassing. And it's sort of like there's nothing really to fear from that. Now, if he can overcome this, right? If he can overcome this, and it comes down to the battle of, the Buccaneers and the Saints, and he wins the division, that will be a huge W. Like, that'll be like, okay, this dude is like, he's the real deal. But as far as what I'm seeing right now, I don't see how that's going to come to fruition, because that fear factor is huge. And without Belichick, like, nobody fears Bruce Arians. You know what I'm saying? Like, they look at him like, all right, what, the dude's supposed to be an offensive guru, but nobody's doing anything offensively. Like, all right, whatever. But Bill Belichick, you never know what's going to happen. Like, because he's going to get you on both sides of the ball with ridiculousness. Like, but we know that his marquee key situation is defense. It was a fear factor there. People have to really understand, it's very, very dangerous when people remove the fear factor from any kind of sport, because there's no real reason for anybody to worry about him. Like, this dude don't know what down it is. So now people secretly, they're not going to say it outright to like try to disrespect them. But this is like the Swan years, dude. Like, it's not real Tom Brady. Like, he just coming out there doing his little swan song, and he's about to go and like walk away like John Wayne and go chill someplace. Because this is just not what anybody expected. And I know some of you guys are going to say, like I said, I brought it up, Godwin didn't play. A lot of his players that were supposed to play didn't play. A lot of injuries. I understand that. But if he's Tom Brady, and he's still the same Tom Brady that people think that he is, he has to find a way to pull out these wins. That's just how crucial and how, ridiculous sports is. Nobody really cares about the fact that you didn't have your starting receivers and a lot of things were going on. So that's something that we are going to have to continue to watch. But this game was entertaining from start to finish, because I believe Nick Foles is a trash can. But he just somehow, every time he's throwing the ball, it looks like he's about to get sacked. And he just made key plays. This has to hurt more than any other loss that they've had this season, because the Bears, in my opinion, should not have won this game. That's just my opinion. But again, with the way that everybody is viewing Tom Brady as just a guy, it's going to be very, very dangerous going forward. And I'm very excited to see how the season ends. I want to thank you guys and girls for watching. Check back with me later in the week. Until next time, one love, y'all.